It's like the Viscount has to play some kind of fantasy chess.
Yeah.
Keep everybody happy while making sure Verbobonc doesn't become the next pawn to get captured.
Right. And that's not even considering the pressure from the gnomes within the city.
It's a lot to handle.
It is a very delicate balancing act.
Get that right.
Right.
Like juggling flaming swords on a tightrope
Yeah.
while
So
blindfolded.
blindfolded. Yeah.
We've covered the political landscape, the economic tension,
Yeah.
even the potential for war.
We have.
But let's not forget about the city itself.
Okay.
Okay, but picture this.
Yeah.
You're walking through the market, right?
Okay.
And the air is full of smells, spices, and like gnome baked goods.
Uh-huh.
And then, boom, you turn a corner and there's this massive temple.
Oh, wow.
What's it like? Are we talking soaring arches dedicated to St. Cuthbert? Or like hidden little shrines to some elven god?
You've hit on something else that makes Verbobonc so complex, its religious landscape.
Yeah.
The sources describe a city where all these different faiths exist together.
Huh.
Like a mirror of that cultural blend we were talking about earlier.
That's it.
You'll find everything from those grand temples dedicated to St. Cuthbert, the god of common sense and tough justice,
Right.
to smaller places of worship for the elven gods, like Elana, the goddess of nature.
So it's not just a mix of cultures, it's a mix of religions too.
It is.
Does that ever cause any problems?
Yeah.
Or is it more like, you do your thing, I'll do mine, as long as we agree on what gold is worth?
That's a good question.
Right.
And the answer is complicated. Like most things in Verbobonc.
Okay.
On the surface, it seems like there's a good level of tolerance.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, you mentioned that the Viscounty itself is considered a bishopric under St. Cuthbert.
Oh, right. So there's this built-in link between the ruling power and this one god.
Exactly.
It's got to make things interesting with all those other faiths around.
It does. The sources don't mention any open religious conflicts,
Okay.
but the potential is definitely there.
Right.
You can imagine the kind of influence a high priest of St. Cuthbert might have,
Oh, yeah?
especially when it comes to law and order.
I bet.
It might not be a theocracy exactly,
Right.
but there's definitely not a clear separation between church and state either.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And let's face it, wherever you have power and money,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have people who want to bend the rules.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What happens if some super devout priest decides St. Cuthbert wants them to have a say in trade negotiations with the gnomes?
Things could get really complicated really fast.
Right.
Suddenly, it's not just about economics or politics anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're throwing religious reasons into the mix, too.
Yikes.